Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our YouTube live stream. Unedited, uncensored, no special effects. That you'll only receive the exposed truth. So you're considering purchasing property overseas, whether it's to move or reside there casually or full-time, have a place outside of your current jurisdiction, create positive cash flow from your property investments, or chasing that ROI percentage for your investments, or seeking maybe a permanent residency of some kind or temporary residency, such as the golden visa. Whatever the reason is, you've come to the right place. We're going to do a comparison today. Whatever your ultimate goal is, there are unlimited options, as you know, in terms of buying real estate. My God, it's unlimited. But there are two regions that stand out and have an increase in demand by North American investors during this past year. It's Dubai and Panama City. I'm not talking about Panama and Florida. I'm talking about the actual country, Panama and Panama City being the capital, and Dubai, which is, of course, since the pandemic, it's taken off. We'll give you a paper comparison of both regions as real estate investors, and then give you the insight behind the paper statistics and tell you the exposed truth and our final verdict on stuff you can't really read on in terms of the comparison. We'll actually tell you which jurisdiction will be a better investment with supporting facts, which we'll outline in this live stream today. I've personally experienced investing in both jurisdictions before. Now I'll let you know all the things that are, in between the lines and things that you can't really see in reports or statistics. And that's the main difference, I think, between these two jurisdictions. I'll do a quick introduction. My name is Reza, founder of INWÉ, your gateway to international and secure low-risk investments, alternative residencies, and citizenships. We have an active portfolio of 20 jurisdictions that we help our clients invest in, whether it's real estate, whether it's residency, citizenships, or a combination of. Our team is licensed both in real estate and residency and citizenships. We work both with B2B and B2C, meaning we cooperate with financial investment advisors, real estate brokerages, and directly as well with individual investors and families. At INWÉ, we've successfully helped thousands of clients and families since 2018 with these programs. Our existing portfolio includes Europe, Central America, the North American continent, of course, the Caribbean islands, and even New Zealand. Whether you're seeking to invest in real estate, aiming to retire comfortably maybe, or enhancing your quality of life with positive cash flow, finding crypto-friendly tax countries, or perhaps even acquire direct citizenship without moving anywhere, or fast-track residency. Whether it's for yourself, your clients, future generations, we do offer a diverse range of options. We're not a typical sales company. We educate you, provide you the resources, guide you, and help you weigh all the options based on the risk, returns, and matching your profile and goals for your medium term, long term, and short term. You can consider us as a custom solution provider. Our global partnerships and multilingual team speaking 10 languages ensure that no matter where you're coming from or where you're planning to invest in, you'll have seamless support from us as well. We won't just leave you hanging, especially after you've made a transaction. If you want to ask us questions, you can post here, but typically we don't answer specific questions on our YouTube. So you'll have to go to our website or the description below this link, which connects you directly with our team, and you can connect with us. Of course, let's jump into it. Introductions aside, let's explore what's happening in real estate overseas. Many families and investors considering investing in real estate, of course, in different jurisdictions this year and even previous years for various reasons, from obtaining residency, citizenship, tax benefits, maybe creating a regular income from overseas. Who knows? Maybe just to have a place overseas you can go to once in a while, diversifying your portfolio outside of that, let's say, the geopolitical hotspot you're in now, no matter where it is. What's happening in Dubai and Panama? Well, Dubai has been experiencing a boom with plans to add another 70,000 new homes in 2025, driven by very strong demand. And this mainly came after COVID, after the pandemic and the lockdowns. Dubai was one of the first jurisdictions to open up, and it just exploded from there. We'll get into more details on Dubai real estate soon. Panama, the real estate rental market has stabilized and is growing since the pandemic as well. And more projects are being developed as demand for higher end condos has increased for expats, or let's say newer condos. Doesn't necessarily have to be high end, but they have to be new. The program that Panama as well is offering its qualified investor program similar to Dubai's Golden Visa, where you can buy real estate for $300,000 and obtain a permanent residency. And we'll compare the two. Europe has seen a resurgence in real estate investment, particularly in residential and hotel sectors as markets recover and the investor confidence is growing there. In addition to higher demand for some jurisdictions which offer real estate to residency programs, they're linked, like Greece and Cyprus, although Portugal, Spain, Italy don't offer that. The overall demand has been strong, especially for Italy, which is technically real estate is not linked to the residency, but people are just flocking to Italy. The international property investment landscape in 2025 is characterized by cautious optimism, let's say. In certain areas, a little bit more bullish. Investors are advised to focus, obviously, on the key points in terms of the emerging markets and gauging the geopolitical risks as well. What are some of the themes for global real estate investment? Let's cover this real quick before we do the comparison. Recovery and stabilization. This is key. Coming out of 21, 22, everything is about confidence, recovery, rebounds, right? Shift towards alternative property types. Yes, investors are increasingly focusing on alternative real estate assets such as data centers, healthcare facilities, and logistics centers, even warehouses. This shift is driven by the growth of digital economy and changing consumer behaviors. Now, obviously, the different dynamics in terms of a saturated market sometimes in the residential space, right? For example, if you're investing in a warehouse, for example, it's not as common in certain jurisdictions compared to buying a condo. So supply demand is very different. Tokenization and fractional ownership, yeah, this is something that's coming up. The adoption of blockchain technology is enabling tokenization of real estate assets, allowing investors to purchase fractional shares of properties. And of course, this is sort of picking up in certain areas. Emphasis on ESG and sustainable investing. So environmental, social governance. These are things that, certain properties, especially, are looking at sustainable features and energy efficiency. Rise of build to rent and affordable housing. This is, I guess, more in Europe and the Western world where there's a housing crisis, Spain, Portugal, all these places, and Canada. So the build to rent model is gaining a lot of traction. Increased interest in emerging markets. Yes, Latin America, Southeast Asia are attracting investors, and even Dubai. Countries like Panama, Brazil, Mexico have significant rebounds in the real estate sectors. And of course, we're covering Panama and Dubai today. Okay. Dubai's economic growth, investment infrastructure has been resilient, let's say. A little bit volatile. We'll get into that. Panama, it's strategic. It's always been there and it's growing. Okay. It's been sort of not as marketed as strong as Dubai. Let's just put it that way. Not as many people go, let's say, to Panama compared to Dubai. Dubai has a certain attraction, lots of marketing, a lot of bling. Panama is a little bit more low key, but people are starting to pick up on the differences and the fact, realizing that it does exist. So let's look at some of the market statistics and price trends and the ROIs and everything in terms of Panama real estate versus Dubai. So what about Dubai? Okay, price growth. Yes, since 2022, the lockdowns, prices have exploded by 60%. But keep in mind, it doesn't mean every year it's exploded. If you had purchased back in 2022, you're in a good position now. But will you see the same statistics if you buy today? Yet to be seen. And we'll get to that at the verdict of this video and article today. Apartment prices in the first quarter of 2025, the average apartment price was roughly 2.7 million dirhams, which is roughly, let's say, about 700,000 US and change. And it's difficult to say the average because Dubai is really so diversified. Okay, this is a place where you can rent for $1 million a year. There's actually units where the rent is $1 million a year. Okay, you can buy properties with 100,000 in the middle of nowhere, and you can buy properties up to 30 million US or 40, right? So when we say an average price for an apartment to 700,000 and change US, this this is, a vast variety of different apartments, and from penthouses that cost a lot of money to significantly lower, and that's why the average may not be exactly a good indicator. Villa prices have increased significantly year on year, increasing demand. Yes, villa prices are driving stronger because villas are more costly, there's less supply of them, and it depends on the type of villa. Not every villa is created equally in Dubai. You got to be careful. Are you by the water? Do you have ocean view? Are you on the palm? Are you on one of these man-made islands, or are you in the back where they literally build these like cookie cutters? Average price per square meter, first quarter 2025 is around 4,565 US dollars in the primary markets in Dubai. And of course, property prices in Panama. Well, as of April 2025, first quarter, well, just after the first quarter, the average price is $2,529 per square meter. So that's a significant difference, right? You're almost half price of Dubai. We're looking at certain jurisdictions like Costa del Este, which is one of the highest demand areas for upscale neighborhoods for expats and multinationals. Prices range there a little bit higher per square meter, 2,800 to 3,200, right? But this is like near the ocean. They've got brand new malls, hospital, ocean view apartments. It's amazing. East Coast is a bit different in Panama City, and one bedrooms can cost close to 300,000. The average rental overall can be anywhere from 5 to 8% in terms of the rental income. The Pacifico Punta studio one bedroom will cost you around 300,000 US, and yeah, gross yields can go up to 8%. Balboa Avenue prices are lower, around 245,000, and Santa Maria being a more higher end, a little bit more lush luxury, greenery around you. You're not in the city, but you're like literally 10 minutes drive. It's a 2 bedroom, can cost you $440,000 with ROI of 7%. And Bella Vista, again, is one of the lower priced areas of Panama City with around 150,000 US average price for a studio 1 bedroom. Let's look at what's happened in Dubai versus Panama in terms of the real estate transactions. In the first quarter of this year, 42,000 units were transacted in Dubai. Yes, bought and sold, making it a 23% year-on-year increase since last year. So there's a lot of deals going on. It's kind of like a hub, a lot of money comes there from all over the place. Not going to tell you where, might scare you off. Sales value, of course, the sales value is about $31 billion has transacted in the first quarter in Dubai for real estate transactions in 2025. That's a lot, right? This is both from local and international buyers. This is an aggregated number. So as you can see, there's a lot of liquidity, but you'll realize later there's also a lot of supply, right? So whether this is a good number, it just means it's a very hyperactive market, okay? Whether that's really good for you or not so good, we'll get into it. Supply demand fundamentals in Dubai. Well, the new completions, the Dubai plans on delivering 73,000 new homes in 2025, right? So with having a goal of delivering 300,000 new residential units alone by 2028. So in about 2.5, 3 years, right? Active construction, well, there's about 141,000 apartments and 29,600 villas under construction right now, with handovers reaching up to 2029. And the projected supply just for the next 2 years, not the 3 years, is 210,000. So when I said 300,000 up to 2028, only up to 2027, they're expecting 210,000 new residential units to be delivered into the market. Okay. What about Panama City? Well, in the first quarter of this year, 2025, there's 16,519 pre-construction condos across 412 projects. So there's a bit of a drop since, let's say, the previous years. Construction growth, there's about 8 to 10% more construction going on. Yes, the construction market has picked up. There's more developments coming in because I'll be honest with you, folks. If you're watching this, you're looking for value for money, okay? And And I'm not going to reveal our final verdict, but that's what this all comes down to. Remember, folks, we're always posting about key details for investors and entrepreneurs for new programs, positive ROIs, that arbitrage, whether it gives you a residency passport, tax relief, or whatever. Maybe it just gives you peace of mind. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and get more of this stuff as we go on every week. And if you say why, well, it's free to press subscribe. That's why. Rental markets in Dubai. Okay, so apartment rents have increased in the past year by 10%, reflecting a higher demand in the rental market. Rentals in villas have increased by 5.1%. Rental yields can range. So in the mid-range, right, this is more like the white collar places, you can get 7, 8%, 8.5% gross. Okay, but when you go to the luxury side, like the high-end villas or the really customized billing condos, you're going to get a lower ROI, 4 to 5% gross. Okay, this is Dubai. Rent yield, and every neighborhood is different. There's so many different cities in Dubai that like it's mind-boggling. So we're just talking on average and more of the higher demand, more established neighborhoods and as they call cities, like Internet City and Marina and Burj Dubai downtown and Palm Dubai, those sort of areas. These are all called master developments, basically. Rental yields in Panama City, well, average gross rental in Panama City can range around 6.8 to 8%. Studio one bedroom can give you 7 to even sometimes 9%, right? Gross. 2 bedrooms, maybe a little bit lower. And then as you get into larger spaces like 3 and 4 bedrooms, you're going to see a 5.5 to 6% gross yield, right? What are the vacancy rates in Dubai? Well, it's about 5% for the residential vacancies. A higher demand districts such as Dubai Marina, Jumeirah Village, Circle, and these are a little bit, professional regions. They're not like the highest end neighborhoods, but they can get, the vacancy rates are a bit lower there. And downtown Dubai as well, near the Burj Khalifa. Vacancy rates in Panama are about 2% in the mid-range. If you go luxury, it's significantly higher vacancy rates in Panama. So as you can see, generally, if you want to live there in a luxury lifestyle, great, buy it. But if you're looking for ROI, don't go luxury. That's our piece of advice. Financing and transactions in Dubai. So Dubai's real estate sector, in last year, they did about 226,000 transactions in 2024. And the total value was about $200 billion. A little bit less. Yeah. A little bit less. So, 180 billion, $170 billion. I don't know the exact number. But the investor demographics were from last year from Dubai, 110,000 new investors in 2024. 55% increase from the previous year in terms of new investors. But again, that's not going to be the same number in 2025, typically. And what about in Panama? We don't have the same statistics in Panama because the Panama organizations or the government don't report the same statistics as they do in Dubai. But 35%, some stats that we do have might be helpful. 35% of deals done in Panama were not financed. So 30, like basically they had the cash, they paid out in full. Mortgage finance were about 55%, right? And the average lending rate was around 6.5%. But again, it depends. Sometimes you'll get 7 to 8% interest rates. So you got to be careful with that. So you might be wondering, okay, what about Dubai? Well, Dubai as well, it's a lot of cash transactions, right? Meaning not cash suitcase. You cannot actually pay in cash suitcase in Dubai. Just interesting factoid. But generally, there's a lot of money there coming internationally, looking for a place to reside. Like a safe place. A lot of Chinese, a lot of Russians, a lot of Indians, Pakistanis, Iranians, everyone. You name it. CIS, Europe. People put their money there because there's no personal income tax. Okay. So here's an important thing to consider. We're looking at the ROIs, right? ROIs are similar, but in Dubai, if you're closer to the metro, and you're doing a mid-range apartment for like professionals and white collar, you can get pretty good rental income, right? Maybe even up to 8%. Same goes with Panama, right? You can get 8% gross, okay, in certain jurisdictions like the Casco Viejo and a tourist, or maybe even Costa del Este. If you've got a good unit there, you can get up to 8% if you pick the right real estate, right? But having said all that, and the ROIs being so similar, there's two things. Well, there's more than two things. There's several things that stand out. A, Dubai real estate is more expensive, so you need bigger budget. And another key factor is, what's the outlook? You're going to buy an apartment at 300,000, 500,000, maybe more expensive, right? Or a villa, whatever. What will be the price in a year or 2 years or 3 years? Fitch Ratings has projected a potential 15% decline in properties in Dubai for the second half of 2025 and going into 2026. Okay, with a surge of, as we said, 210,000 in the next 2 years, and up to 2028, even 300,000 new residential units coming to the market. Well, yes. So Fitch Ratings, an international rating agency, has analyzed, and even in the Khalij Times, I think there was an article about the projected decline in property prices, because there was a huge boom, there was a huge influx of money. I'm not going to tell you from where. And it created an asset bubble. Not a bubble. I don't like to use the word bubble. So asset inflation. Prices went through the roof, right? So if you're buying today in Dubai, you've got to be careful, okay? Because your capital appreciation won't be there. You might get good ROI, and the good thing with Dubai is, usually people pay in 6-month checks, like in one shot your rental, or 1 year. You give them a discount, they can give you a 1 year payment for your rent, so it is good. But of course, enforcing evictions and trying to chase tenants for rent, sometimes it is a little bit rough around the edges, but it's improved, that's for sure. So what else is there difference? Well, in Dubai, you can get a golden visa for 10 years, meaning it's a temporary residency, not a permanent one. If you purchase a property of 542,000 US plus, you are qualified, and you don't have to pay it all in cash. You can actually do pre-construction and put a deposit, and you'd qualify if the property value is 2 million dirhams or more, which is the 542,000 plus change. In Panama, if you purchase 300,000 US, you qualify for the investor residency, which is a permanent residency. And if you're from Canada, US, Europe, or one of the friendly nations, you can get that with 200,000 US, meaning you get a temporary residency that converts to permanent in 2 years. And if no matter where you're from, you can invest in 300,000 US, right? And get that, let's say, golden visa in Panama. But the difference is it's permanent residency in Panama. In Dubai, it's never permanent, right? You're just a guest. It's a temporary residency. In Panama, you can qualify for citizenship and obtain a passport in 5 years without even living there permanently, okay? You can be there 1 day every 2 years. In Dubai, you won't get a passport. Sure, maybe if you live there 20, 30 years and you're a billionaire, have a few dinners with the sheikh, maybe, right? But everyone else, no way, right? So it's a different market. So like as an American, you go there, you're going to end up paying taxes, right? That's another important thing. As an American going to Panama, you're going to end up paying taxes. Those are the key things to consider, right? As an American going anywhere, you're going to end up paying taxes. So as a Canadian, though, if you become a non-resident, non-tax-paying resident of Canada, you can go to any of these jurisdictions. And if you have globally sourced income, you pay nothing. In Dubai, there's no personal income tax at all. In Panama, if your income is sourced locally, there is. If your income is sourced from overseas, no matter where it is, what it's come, how much it is, it's tax-free. And we'll cover that. In Dubai, there is a VAT sales tax, same with Panama. And there is corporate tax, same with Panama. But in Panama, if the corporation is making overseas income, it's tax-free. There's also free zones, same in Dubai. But personal income tax doesn't exist in Dubai. Panama, it does if you source your income locally, right? So if you're managing your business from Panama and it's from overseas outside of Panama, you don't pay any taxes. Okay. However, keep in mind, here's the little details that you got to read between the lines. Cost of living in Dubai is significantly higher than Panama. Property prices and land prices are significantly higher in Dubai than doing anything in Dubai is significantly higher. Getting a mobile, buying furniture, buying food, fruits, whatever it is. What about the registration process? Yes, there is a Dubai land department that registers your title deed, the same in Panama. So there is legal ownership. Okay. So we'll cover that. The Dubai land department will cover that in our frequently asked questions. What's the closing cost? Well, there's a Dubai land transfer fee. So when you're buying, you're going to get hit with 4%. Okay. Sometimes some sellers may cover a little bit of that fee, but you're getting hit in Dubai by Dubai land transfer fee. In Panama, the buyer doesn't pay that land transfer fee. Title deed issuance, $200, $100 in Dubai, you can get the title transfer. Property registration can be, anywhere around 700 to 1,500 USD plus VAT, depending on the value of your property. And we'll have the details in our article. No objection certificate, right? If you're looking to for a resale property, requires anywhere from $100, $200 to $1,000. And then the closing costs legally can range around $1,000, $1,500 as well. If you have a bank mortgage, it'll calculate a percentage as well on the cost. And if you go into Panama, I would say if you're buying a $300,000 apartment, your closing costs can be around 2,500 USD. All in, you're not paying any transfer tax, capital gain tax, title transfer tax, all that stuff, right? So it's a little bit cheaper, not a big deal, to be honest with you. What about the investor insights? What are we looking for? Strategic neighborhoods. Yeah, Palm Jumeirah, luxury villas, apartments, beachfront. Downtown Dubai, it's hot. Dubai Marina has always been the first established freehold area in Dubai from back in the days. So it's always there and it's always full of traffic. It's a lot of demand. Market considerations, as I said, right now the Dubai market is a little bit in the oversupply. In Panama, you're looking at Costco Viejo, which is the old city, huge tourist destination, great ROI and rental income, up to 8% growth. Costa del Este, a lot of modern infrastructure, multinationals, expats by the ocean, great infrastructure. Santa Maria, it's a gated community, lush green surroundings. That's where you have the Fendi project, a lot of high-end projects. Market considerations for Panama are if you're looking for ROI, look for mid-range. If you're looking to live in a luxurious apartment or villa, that's fine as well. Cost is significantly lower. Okay. Can a foreigner, let's look at the key questions first. Can a foreigner buy property in Dubai or Panama City? Yeah, of course. In Dubai, okay, there was a law that was passed in 2006 that allowed non-citizens or foreigners, let's say, to have freehold title in certain designated areas of Dubai. Okay, these are specific areas like Dubai Marina, downtown Dubai, Palm Jumeirah, business space. So there's areas that are expanding, and these regions do expand, so it's not limited. So that's the point. There's no limited. The supply is not capped in Dubai. You have to understand, and we'll get into that more. The Dubai Land Department has expanded the eligibility among Sheikh Zayed Road, Al Jadaf, and other areas for this title. Panama allows foreigners to have free title as well. There's no special law. It just gives you the same rights as a local Panamanian citizen. And they do have a title registry system as well. Can I get a residency in Dubai or Panama City if I buy a house? Yes. Dubai, the price point is 2 million dirhams, which is around 542,000 and change US dollars. Panama City is 300,000 US, or 200,000 if you're American, Canadian, European, or from friendly nations countries. Can you buy a property in Dubai or Panama if you don't live there? Yes. In Panama, you can get it done all remotely. In Dubai, through power of attorney, it's a little bit more tricky, but yes, it's possible as well. Both are possible. What happens to the property if you buy it in Dubai or Panama after 99 years? So, a lot of people are worried in Dubai that certain areas, there's like a leasehold. So they're freehold property designated areas, due to the laws that were passed, they're freehold. So nothing happens to 99 years, you still own it. There's leasehold properties that are not in those designated areas. And after 99 years, they go back to their landlords, right? So you got to be careful about that. In Panama, it's freehold title, right? Do you get a citizenship in Dubai or Panama by buying a house? Not immediately, never in Dubai. Well, never say never, but typically Dubai just gives you temporary residency, golden visa renewals. You don't become a citizen. There's no citizenship path. Panama, yes, after 5 years, if you visit once every 2 years and you take a very basic test, we have the questions because it's been the same questions for 20 years. You can apply for Panamanian citizenship. Can Americans or Canadians buy property in Dubai versus Panama City? Yes, Americans, Canadians are welcome. Americans and Canadians actually get a discount in Panama at $200,000 if they want to get the residency as well. And Dubai, doesn't matter. Everyone can. There's no nationality restriction. So it goes the same for Panama and Dubai. They don't restrict your nationalities. No matter where you're from, it's open for investment. How much money do you need to live comfortably in Dubai and Panama? I would say in Dubai, it depends on what you mean comfortably. Okay, if you make less than 6 to 8,000 US a month, you're not going to live very comfortably in Dubai. In Panama, yeah, you'll have a very nice lifestyle. Is it cheaper to live in Dubai, Panama City? We covered that. That's, of course, Dubai is more expensive. Dubai is more expensive than most places. What is the average price of a condo? We've covered that. Is it worth buying property in Dubai and Panama? Well, we'll tell you our final verdict right now. Can anyone move to Dubai and Panama that they wish? Yeah, as long as you have a police check, background check, you're good, and no medical issues. Is Dubai and Panama City considered a tax haven for Americans and citizens? Well, tax haven is a strong word, but Dubai, there's no personal income. If you're an American citizen, then you're going to pay taxes no matter where you are. So there's no such thing as a tax haven for Americans. Panama, but if you're Canadian, yeah, you could become a non-tax paying resident of Canada and live in any of these jurisdictions and have overseas income. Dubai, there's no taxes except corporate and VAT sales. Panama, as long as your money is coming from overseas, no taxes. How much are taxes in Dubai and Panama? We covered that. Do you have to pay US taxes if you live in Dubai or Panama? As if you hold an American citizenship, yes, no matter where you are. Doesn't matter if Dubai doesn't have taxes. If you are an American citizen, you are paying taxes to the big boys, to the big cheese in the US. Okay, as a Canadian, you can choose to become a non-resident. And we recently posted an article about that. Is Dubai or Panama City a good place for Americans and citizens to live? Yeah. I mean, Panama, Central America, a lot of, the Latinos, the Central American vibe, everyone gets along. Dubai is very safe too, but keep in mind, there's censorship in Dubai as well, media censorship. So if something happens, you're not going to know about it. Panama, it's pretty much free. It's like free, like the free media, like anywhere else in North America or Europe. Is it safe? Yes, Panama City is very safe. Dubai is probably one of the safest places. So Dubai is safer than Panama City, but Panama City is still one of the safest, meaning that Dubai and Panama City are safer than where you live right now. Yeah, you, wherever you are right now, it's safer. I guarantee it. Okay, unless you're in Panama City or Dubai right now. What are the disadvantages of living in Dubai or Panama City? Well, I don't know. I guess you get one season, you never get snow. And yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of disadvantages, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, disadvantage is you just get one season, right? And then the cost of living in Dubai is a little bit higher. Panama City, I would say it's a smaller city than Dubai. Dubai is more vibrant, right? So the disadvantage of Panama City is also a little bit more laid back. Can you live there as a citizen of US or Canada? Just move there? Yeah, you get a residency in a snap. Both. Like in Dubai, you can get it in 2 weeks or 10 working days. In Panama, within a month, you get your residency after you've made the purchase, right? So they're super fast, some of the fastest. What's the final verdict? So you're telling me, Reza, you've gone through all these stats and BS, and not BS, but all these pointers about the statistics and these neighborhoods, average prices and all that, the ROI, they're all almost the same. What's the final verdict? The final verdict is it's not the right time to buy in Dubai. Investors should be mindful of the projected increase in housing supply, which may lead to price corrections, which has been projected by many of the rating agencies, right? So if you're looking to buy, and if you're looking to buy to live there and you don't care, you want to move to Dubai, that's great, right? But if you're looking for the ROI, you may get an ROI in Dubai, but you're giving it all back in the next 2-3 years. Okay, Dubai is a roller coaster market. So if you're into buying, selling, yeah, it's exciting. Right now, you would not be buying or selling because you're gonna watch from the sidelines. Okay, but if there is a drop in Dubai, which there may be in 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, then you can buy again, because Dubai real estate has always been a roller coaster. Please look at the real estate market from 1994. Well, I think the best is to look at it from early 2000s. So look at it from 2002, 2004, when the first freehold, the original 6 were developed in the marina. So that was the early 2000s. Then we saw the boom 2007. Then we saw the crash. Then we saw boom. Then we saw another crash. Then we saw another boom. And it also has to do a lot with geopolitics. When there's war or something crazy going on around the world, in that part of the world, Middle East, Russia, Ukraine, Southeast Asia, money flows in. The Arab Spring, money flows into Dubai. You really need to understand your geopolitics if you're going to invest in Dubai. Panama is not like that. Sure, geopolitically in Central South America, it is considered a safe haven. So Colombians, Brazilians do invest in Panama as well. But it's not as a huge international hub like Dubai is. Panama's market is developing. It means you get more value for your money. You get the same ROI as Dubai, and there's more stability in the market because there's less supply. Keep in mind, in Dubai, the supply is unlimited. It's desert. All they do is build land in the desert and make man-made islands. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the fundamentals of economics. Let's rewind and go back to economics 101. Unlimited supply, limited demand. What does that tell you about prices? Okay, sure, there's always a surge, a peak, and that's why I say it's a roller coaster in Dubai. But in Panama, it's finite, right? So you've got a certain amount of land in the city that you can develop. In Dubai, the city just grows. Oceanside, in the ocean, in the desert, it's unlimited, folks. If you're in LA, if you're in New York or Chicago, Toronto, Vancouver, wherever, it is limited supply, correct? There's only so much you can build on that land. But what if you're in a desert and you can just build the desert until the desert finishes? That's going to be hundreds of years from now of unlimited supply. So if you want to watch the market, you like Dubai, okay, get into the market, but now it's not the right time. But when you get in, you've got to be cautious because it's always, changing around very fast. So if you make money, you get out quick. With Panama, it's more of a long term because you're going to get gradual appreciation, and meaning stability. So you can actually put your ROI in your pocket. In Dubai, you're going to give it up based on the depreciation of the value of the property over the next 1 to 2 years at least. Okay, so the final verdict is between these two, if you are not emotionally attached to going to Dubai or Panama in terms of moving there or having friends or maybe some work or whatever it is, Panama is a better real estate move today. Maybe 3 years ago, it was Dubai. Not anymore. And it will come back. Dubai will come back. I've personally lived in Dubai before, and I had invested in DIFC, downtown, Marina, Palm, you name it. I was there. I even lived on the Emirates golf course for a while. I was renting out. Okay. And I still go back there. And same with Panama City. I feel like as an investor, if you want stability, you want to pocket your ROI, and you want to open a bank account and remotely manage it, it's easier in Panama City. Yes, it's there in Dubai as well. Same thing. Okay. but I just feel like there's more effort, and the upside in the value of the property you're buying today is not there. So why would you buy something that's overpriced today? Wait a couple years, then buy Dubai. Okay, but if you're going to live there, sure, buy a place. Rentals are pretty high, so if you can buy, you might as well buy. But buy a place that's not overpriced and it's not brand new, and pre-construction, you're going to get screwed over anyways. Okay. If you like international investment hacks, creative residency, citizenship solutions, or key analysis and exposed truth about programs, policies, updates around the world, then you can click and subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we have videos about the latest investment programs, the paths, the risks involved, the ROIs, residencies and citizenships, and so on. Thanks for tuning in. We're here every Thursday live, and we post videos throughout the week. We've got a comprehensive professional insurance, liability insurance. We have our North American bank accounts to help with our clients from North America. We're in your time zone, or maybe 3 hours away, and we have a multilingual team that speaks 10 languages, and we will help you hands-on. Okay, we're back next week. Tune in, and of course, if you missed this, we're posting this article on our webpage and this live video. Okay, and as I said, unedited, uncensored, no special effects, just whatever's on our mind and what we see, we tell you. Nothing else. Okay? We go beyond the surface. We dive deep. And we just gave you our final verdict on Dubai versus Panama. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.